Hey my lovelies, welcome back to another episode of the Euro Cooking Canuck once again. Thanks so very kindly for spending a part of your date with me. I really appreciate it and I hope you're all well. Guys, on today's segment of Clearly Canadian, we're talking chili con carne. Not just any chili, but the Calgary Stampede Chunky Chuckwagon chili. And you're going to see why it's chunky. Guys, the Calgary Stampede touts itself as the world's biggest outdoor show on earth. And the rodeo itself is one of the largest and most popular in the world. Now, the Calgary Stampede is famous for many things, such as the rodeo, the Stampede, their midway. They have a native powwow, which I've been to, it's fantastic, and their chuckwagon race, and they're also known for their chili. The chili and the Stampede go hand in hand, and they often have chili cook-offs. So guys, without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and make this amazing Stampede Chunky Chuckwagon chili. Let's go, eh? Hey everyone, welcome to the kitchen countertop. As you know guys, all of the ingredients I'm using will be below in the description bar. Just click show more. Guys, I will give you what I'm using. The quantities, now that is up to you. I will put what I'm using, but guys, chili is something, it's one of those things that I actually, to be honest with you, cook by taste and feel, okay? And you should too. It's your kitchen, you do you. So what I got here is a couple of medium-sized onions, 2 medium, smallish green bell peppers, and I have a bunch of mushrooms, which I've chopped up, washed and chopped, about 250 grams. To the mushroom, I just simply cut off the woodsy end and sliced in half, and then give it a rough dice like that. Because guys, mushrooms, they look like a lot in the beginning, but they do shrink down significantly. And I've been snacking on a few too. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and continue dicing this onion and this bell pepper, and then I'll bring Guys, this is what's going to make our chili chunky. We are not using mince in this chili. We are using real sirloin, which I'm going to cut up into small pieces. What you want to do is go along with the natural sections of your beef. Go in pieces, guys. You don't have to be overwhelmed by it. Take a piece. This is sirloin, it's about 1.5 kilos, guys. And you're going to make them into chunky pieces like so. Because when you saute these, they are going to shrink down a bit as well. So just continue. Maybe put on some music, have a beer, have a glass of wine, and continue dicing up all of your beef, and then I'll show you what we do next, guys. Okay everyone, my beef is all cut up. I have to say it cut really nicely. It's a really good cut of beef. This was the only fat I had, believe it or not, and most of it was just like that membrane or silver skin, so I'm gonna toss that. Alright guys, beef is chopped. As I said to you before, you know, while you're chopping this, have a drink, play some music, or do what I did. I talked to my mom. So thanks mom, she kept me company. She's actually cooking the corned beef pie that I made in my last video. So if you haven't checked that out, I shall put the description or the link in the description box. Okay guys, let's head to the stove and start cooking. Alright guys, what I have in my big pot here is just some vegetable oil. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding in our beef, which we've chopped up into nice chunks. And I'm going to brown this off. Now, put the whole thing in, guys. You don't have to do this in batches. We're not searing it. It's not a steak. You're browning it like you would your ground beef. What I'm going to do is just add, at this point, just plain salt. I have pink Himalayan. And some freshly ground black pepper, which is kind of coarsely ground. It doesn't take long, guys. As you can see, the color is changing already. So I'm going to continue browning my meat for just a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my onions and my bell peppers. And I'll show you when I do that, guys. Alright guys, my meat is pretty much half brown at this point. So this is when I want to go ahead and put in my veggies, my green peppers and onions. I'm going to hold back on the mushrooms right now. They're going in. Give everybody a stir. And now I'm going to let this go, guys, for a good 5-10 minutes, and I'll bring you back and show you what I do with it next. Alright guys, the meat with the veggies is done its job. The vegetables are getting soft. You can smell the onions and peppers. It smells great. So let's go ahead and add our spices. Again, the quantities will be below, but guys, to your taste. What I have is some garlic powder, smoky paprika, onion powder, ground cumin, chipotle powder, and chili powder. So let's put all that in. Oh, right away. Smells amazing. Let's give this a toss. Oh, smells so good, guys. I have a couple more ingredients that might surprise you that's going into this chili, but we're going to add it a little bit later. Oh, that is looking fantastic. So now that that's all incorporated in there, we want to add our beans. Now guys, originally chili never had beans. The meat was actually dried with some suet. They were formed into some bricks, and then they were rehydrated in water. Sometimes on the trail, the meat was a little rancid, so that's where the spices came in. At any rate, I'm going to add my kidney beans. They're drained and rinsed. They are tinned, guys. So in go my beans. Looking great. And then what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to add some pulpa. And that is basically chopped up tomatoes with their juice. You can use whole stewing tomatoes if you prefer. They'll break down in here, but this is already kind of done for me. So I'm going to add that in. I'm going to give it a stir and see what it looks like. If I need to add more, I will add more. And I think I will. Actually, that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna let this simmer now, guys. We want to low and slow and let my chili simmer. And this is the time when you can go and, you know, make some cornbread if you want. I have a recipe for that, which I'll put in the description bar below as well. Turn it on a low and let this simmer and thicken up. I think my tomatoes look great for this amount. Alright guys, I'll be back in just a bit to show you what I'm going to add, one more element to our chili. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, I've turned my heat down. It's now simmering nicely away. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add our mushrooms. Again, they're going to shrink down, guys. So if we can fold those in. Oh, it's looking so good. So at this point, with the mushrooms in, now we're going to let this simmer. And then we're going to take a taste of it to see if we need to adjust our seasoning. Perhaps we might need a little bit more salt or pepper. But the chipotle pepper is quite spicy, guys. So if you don't like your chili spicy, you can leave that out. The smoky paprika covers that smoky part. But the chipotle is lovely in here. Alright guys, gonna let my chili simmer and I'll bring you back then. Look at that, guys. This chili is delicious. It's been simmering away for a while. And I'm going to add my little surprise element now. And we're going to let this simmer even further, just a little bit more. So, this might surprise you guys, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a very good quality instant coffee. Okay? Now, trust me on this. Just a spoonful. Okay? In addition to the coffee, I'm going to add the same amount of cocoa powder. Guys, the Aztecs used cocoa in a lot of their spicy dishes. Trust me, guys, it works. It really works. It's not going to taste like a cake because the cocoa is not sweet. Okay? So go ahead and mix that in with your chili really well. I had a taste of my chili just before adding this. Oh, that smells so good. And I added a bit more salt to mine. Oh my gosh. Guys, when you serve this to people, they're not going to know that there's coffee and chocolate in here, but they're going to know that there's a depth of flavor that they can't pinpoint. And just already I can smell, oh, it smells amazing. So guys, I'm gonna let my chili simmer for a little bit longer, just slightly, to get all the flavors melt. Guys, we all know when you cook chili, stews, soups, they're always better the next day, always. But I can't wait till tomorrow. So I'm gonna let mine simmer, and I'll see you when it's time to eat. Hey guys, it's time to ladle up our chili. So I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna ladle up some here. Oh, it smells so good. So nice and chunky. And I let this simmer long enough so that the beef is very, very tender. Spoon tender. Melt in your mouth tender. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks fab. I want to taste this now. Guys, I actually hate eating on camera, but it's hot. Oh my gosh. so tender. The addition of the chocolate and the coffee, guys, gives us a really nice, robust flavor, believe me. Alright, let's doctor this stuff up. I'm gonna put on some grated cheese. You guys can just eat it as it is, plain. I'm gonna put on a little dollop of sour cream. Why not? That looks great. Yummy, yummy. And a couple of jalapeno peppers. Oh yes. Guys, let me go to my oven, because while this was simmering, it's hot stuff, guys. I made some beautiful cheesy garlic bread that smells and looks amazing. Let me close my oven and turn off the heat. And I also have some tortilla chips. Oh, why not? Guys, thank you so very much for watching this segment of Clearly Canadian here with the Euro Cooking Canuck. I love all of your comments. I really, really do. And please share my video if you can. Like the video, give me a thumbs up, and visit me on social media. My Facebook page will be below. There'll be a few pics as usual to follow. Guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna love you and leave you and eat my beautiful Canadian-inspired from the Calgary Stampede chili, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much, y'all. Take care. Ciao, ciao.